Hi and welcome to an order tracking system developed with Excel using VBA. Let me show you guys how this works. Okay, right here we have a page, multiple page, so we can always click on that and look for any other tab in there of information, or you can just click on these radio buttons here or option buttons. There we go. We can add new data, or we can even reset the whole lot and enter new data in there. Let's say the reference number is that, and the last name happens to be Larry, first name King, and title is Mr. Address number 1, 7 lane or 7-way. Okay, let's say lane, and the postcode is, there we go, order number. We can then look for the order ID. Let's see the order IDs. Let's say it's G 1001, and the item ID, let's look for that. Item ID happens to be, let's say, is number G1001. We can either go for 8, so we can enter 8 in there. Quantity 1 or 2. Okay, and what about the category? That would be, let's go for beans. There we go. And the cost of that is, so that's £2 there. So all we need to do now is to go straight down to where we have our customers details in there and just click on add. But before that, let me show you guys. That's the last row, ended with Alan Brown. So let's just click on add record. There we go. And let's see Larry King's. Let's see Larry King. There we go. That's Larry King right there. Okay, with his own reference number. Okay. So the other thing we can do is we can always search. Let's search for anybody in here. We can search by name. Let's say we want to search for, let's search for something. Let's search for lock. There we go. That's lock in there. And in here, the category of each item and details and order, everything is right there. Okay, we can even print if we want. There, I don't have a printer, so I'm gonna cancel that. And we can delete any item we want. We can also use one of these option button just to navigate around. There, guys. And one good thing about this system is we can search with anything, any of this column. Let's try 2. There we go. There's the information about 2 there. Let's randomly pick one. Okay, let's search for using this customer reference we go for. Let's click on that and see. There we go. Okay, and we can search by first name or last name or anything. You can even search by beans or potato. There we go, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you guys straight into Excel development environment, and we put one of these very nice tutorial together. This very tutorial is ideal for both beginner and advanced learners. So let's do that now, guys. And welcome back, guys. So let's start a new tutorial. First of all, I'm going to name each of these tabs. So I'm going to call that customer, and the next one here, this very one here, I'm going to call that catalog, and this one is going to be known as detail. And finally, I just call this order. There, and that's all there is to it. I'm now going to go straight to the develop developer tab here. If you don't have your developer tab, all you need to do is go to File, click on Options, and go straight to the Customize ribbon. You should be able to see your developer tab here. Just make sure it's checked and you click on OK. If you can't find it, go to the popular command and just search for it. You should be able to see it there. Just click on OK, and that's it, done. Then all you need to do is click on the developer tab once it's ready. Now all that you need to do is click on the VB, or you can always press Alt F11 there, and that will bring you straight to this empty development area. Go to Insert and let's select User Form. There we go. I'm now going to change the size of that very form. I'm going to make the height approximately 800, and the width I'm going to make that 1000 plus. Let's move this so that you guys can see the width. I'm going to make that 1040. There we go. So let's bring it back here. Just double click on it to peg it down. There we go, right there. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go straight to the toolbox here. If you can't find it, just click on it. That's it there. I will then select frame, just drag that frame that much, and this very frame I'm going to get rid of the text content we have in it. Get rid of that, and let's increase the size to about 1008. There we go. And I'm going to make the height approximately 400 plus. Yeah, that's fine. Now that is taken care of, right inside it I'm going to add another frame. So let's come in here. That's going to be frame number 2. Something about that size, and add another frame again right underneath here. There. Let's get rid of the text content we have in there. And this goes. And right beside it, I'm now going to add multi-page. And just drag. I would need about 4 of those. Right click to add new. And right click again. So we're going to change the name of this very first one. Right click and select name, and in there I'm just going to type in customer. If you want, you can always add an activator key there. If you type in C, that means this C will be the activator, and if you want, you can always enter something, let's say customer tab. So there, and in here that is going to be catalog. Change that to catalog. There we go. So the catalog, I can just enter L in there, and this one will just be catalog tab. The choice is yours. You don't have to complete this other two. Catalog tab. So we have another one here, rename, and that's going to be details. Normal detail. I can call it details. Enter a D in there. Detail tab. And let's enter a tab there. And finally, that's going to be order. This is order tab. And in here, just enter letter O. That's it, done. Okay, all taken care of. Now the next thing I want to do is come right in here. Okay, we do need a combo box, so drag this down a little bit, and here grab a combo box. One combo box here. We have 2 and one more here. There we go. Then we also need a text box. The text box, we're going to be using that for the search, as the search components. Let's look for text box here. There we go. That's it. Right there. I'll move it somewhere here. Now we need a button for the text box, and I will also need, on that very button, I'm just going to type in search. I'm going to need a couple more buttons here, 6 in total. This is going to be for my exits. 1, let's say we have 2, 4, and there we go, that's it, 6. Now in here I'm going to add OptionBox. Option button is called here. It's not a radio button. Copy and just drag. There we go. Now in here I'm going to need a label. One label here, and a text box, and just copy it across. That is 8. We have 8 and just 3 more. There. Right, it's taking shape. So let's come in here. We need to add list box. One list box here. Right, I'm going to copy that same list box. Copy, come right in here, paste it right there, and in here as well, and here. Oh, let's see, we have one here, one here, one here. Okay, one here. Okay, that is good. Now let's do one thing. Come right here. I'm going to change the color of this background to something Excel green. Now come right down here where we have just the space in between here. I'm going to enter a label here. Label here, and inside that label we just enter maybe something like, let's say, an order tracking system. Alright, an order tracking system, and let's come right down here and get it centered. Maybe change the font size. Where's the font? Right here. I'm going to make that about 12 bold. Change the color of the text to something a bit brighter there, and the background itself, I'm going to change the background to something green there. It's taking shape, guys. Alright, it's looking good. So right here I'm going to need some text box, but first thing first, I'm going to grab this, just bring it up here and drag it all the way. Now the background, I'm going to change the background back to the same background that it used to be, and there we go. Drag it all the way. That's just like a pattern there. I'm not going to change the font size or the color, just going to leave it like that. That's fine. Okay, here we have exit. And the name is going to be CMD exit, and so on. So I have a delete here. Reset. Print. I'm going to call this one save, and here I'm going to call that add record. There we go, guys. That is it, all done. So I'm going to run it now. There we go. That's how it's looking. Not too bad. So I need some labels here. That is good. So let's come in here and just add those labels. Then I will then speed up the appearance and just make it look a little bit beautiful. Alright, so let's add another label here. Grab that, drag, drop it here. And this very label, I'm going to change it to catalog. And copy this, will be known as details. And finally, I'm going to call this order. And here, there should be one here for the search. There. Okay, that is how it's looking now. Looking good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save it, then just speed up the development of the whole interface, and I'll get back to you guys. Let's save it. Save, and I'm just going to save it as Excel enabled. So right in here, you see where we have save type, make sure you save it as Excel macro enable workbook. I'm just going to call it order. Let's say ordering system. There. Alright, saved. So let's just speed up the appearance so that it looks a little bit presentable. Right there, guys, this is how it's looking now. So I'm just going to click on run. It looks much better. There. Okay, let's start adding some lines of code. First of all, I want to be able to populate this very list box. So let's exit out. So with the very list box, as you guys can see here, you can see the name of all of the list box. Oh, let's see. You guys might not be able to see it. Let's move that off a little bit. Those are the names of the list box. So I'm going to be calling this very name individually on the form itself. So this is the worksheet, so minimize that. Now I'm going to come in here, just double click on the form, and right in here you see where we have click. I'm going to change that. Click on this drop down arrow and use select initialize. There. Once the initialize is selected, I want the customer worksheet, I want that to be visible. So anytime I run the system, that's the one I want as my main page. So I'm going to say multi-page dot value equals 0. It's equals 0 because the very first one is always 0. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's assume I say equals 1. Look at what's going to happen. Or let's say, as if I say equals 3, it's going to go straight to the last one. Run. See, go straight to the order. Meanwhile, this is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So let's go back and get that sorted back to be equals 0. There. Now, the next thing I want to do is, and I want to populate my worksheet with all of this data that I have in here. You see this data? If you hold on this customer data, if you hold on to Control F3, you should be able to select it all. I'm going to hold on to Control F3 there. Okay, and that will automatically open up the name manager. Or you can always come into data. The name manager should be there somewhere. No, it's not here. It's inside the formula. Yeah, there we go. That is it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is with the name manager. Since I can see the customer, I'm going to click on new. That should get me the customer. There we go. That's the customer there. I'm just going to call it customer. Yeah, that is it. And the customer, I'm going to be selecting from 2, let's say A2. So right in here, I'm going to say $sign. Let's say $sign A and the $2 column, and I'm going to, that's K, okay, that's really $K again, K, uppercase, and $, and I'm going to go all the way to 65,356. That's almost all of the page. There we go. So I've selected everything in here, so I should be able to see it now if I press Ctrl F3. There we go. That is it. I can even just copy all of this, copy that, close that, and let's go straight to my form. Okay, right here where I have a form initialized, so what I'm going to then do is LBL LST customer dots. That will be, first of all, let's go for the column header. I'm going to say the column header equals true so that I can see the header. LST again, customer dot column count. The count is 11. I have 11 columns. Let me show it to you guys. There we go. If you count it, yeah, that's it. That's customer. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so that's why I have 11 in there. So the next one is going to be the source. So customer dot row source equals all of the data that I've copied earlier from my name manager. There we go. There. If I run it now, I should be able to see all of the data on board. Okay, so let's run it and see. Run. There we go. Look at that. Piece of cake. Okay, so that is all there is to it. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the category, the detail, and the order. So end that. So go back to the form load. Inside the form load, I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I've just done now, but there's one thing that I can always do now. Okay, let's take care of the category first. I might as well just copy all of these and just change things around. Come right down here. This is going to be the catalog. There. And change this to catalog as well. There we go. In the case of catalog, I have 9 columns. And for the catalog, let's find out the, okay, let's press Ctrl F3, catalog, select catalog, that is it right there. But I'm going to change this 1 to 2, so I want you to start from 2. Yeah, because 1 will include the title. I've already specified the title anyway, so I've already asked you to include the headings there. So this is for the catalog. Grab the catalog and just dump it in there. Delete this. And I'm going to change this 1 to 2. There. That is for catalog. So if I run it now, check this out. That is the catalog. You can see the heading there. Okay, details. There's nothing in details. Let's end it. I'm going to come back in here. Let's copy all of these. Paste that in there. The name of this one is detail, and the same thing applies to the next one and this as well. For the detail, I only have 3 columns, so I'm going to enter 3 in there. So in the case of details, you can just type that out anyway, so that becomes details starting from A2. I'm going to go all the way to, I have approximately 97. So If you come in here, let me show it to you. Might as well see it. Come in here, details. That is details. I have about 90 something, 97. I'm right. Okay, hold on to Control F3 just to verify that is right. There we go. It is correct. Copy that. Come right in here. Let's paste it beside it just to be sure that I'm right. Okay, I am right apart from changing this to 2. Alright, so in the case of details, it's C. Yeah, that's it. Sometimes it's good to cross check. Get rid of that. Alright, let's try that out. Run details. There we go. Now close that. Double click. Let's take care of the last one. That is going to be the order. So in case of order, I think the name is order as well. Write down, paste order, and change this to order. And all of these become order as well. Order and order here. And this one, I'm going to change that to 5. Because I only have 5, 2, and here order is E. I have it up to E. And the rows is 41. You can check, let's check. You should have about 41 there. That is correct. Alright, that is E. Okay, so let's run. Go to order. It's right there. Details. Catalog and customer. There. That is fine. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial. I'll see you guys shortly.